and purchased a very essential thing to use with the organ. No, it's not. This is volume. Has anyone played a real Hammond organ ever? Once. Yeah. Most people don't even know how to turn it on. It's got a sequence. It has to go a certain order, or it doesn't work. The real organ, yeah. So.
That's why we use an organ.
So, but an essential thing, if you try to make, what is the difference? Keyboard looks the same. There's two big differences. We don't use a sustain pedal.
Yeah.
Which means it will force you to play legato everything you do. You have to switch your fingers differently. You can no longer rely on jumping from one thing to the other. Also forces you to think play differently. That your things that you do it has to be different. Also, sound doesn't decay as the piano sound. Piano would have been gone a long time ago.
Yeah.
So how do you make this musical? You play phrases. You heard me pull the volume pedal off. You play the phrases almost like a string player. Dun. There's a good vocalist will not necessarily always end the phrase with da. It's da. There's a little tail, right? That's what you play with the organ. You can't do that on the piano.
No.
You can't. You can only once you hit the note, there's no expression you can add to the note without striking it again. Not so with the organ. We have this Leslie button. And does anybody know where this comes from? There is a real, and I have one of these at my house. It's a speaker, this tall. It's got a tube amp, like a guitar amp, like real tubes glowing in there. And there's two speakers, one bass speaker, and there's a cone around it. And there's an opening in the cone. So when you hit that speed button, it starts speeding up. It takes probably 5-7 seconds when it's full speed. The top has two horns. They look like this, and they spin as well. But they speed up and slow down much faster than them. So there is this interaction of different speeds happening, but it's almost like a vibrato for a vocalist. Being expressive, like you hear a vocalist hold the note straight, and then all of a sudden this vibrato comes in and it adds expression to it. That's what we do with the Leslie switch. And then you can do this. We need to lock this thing down, so.
Oh wait, I did the wrong way.
So it doesn't move. Real organ also has what's called a waterfall key, which means that this lip doesn't exist. It's a round, so it's easier to do these glides. This almost hurts you, like you have to put it. A lot of organ playing also, if you want to do a little, you do this. It's a grace note. It can be half step or a whole step.
It's giving me holy men
A lot of those grace notes, But in all simplicity, sometimes it's that. Just like simple things, hold it. It's like you're playing against the band sometimes, like it, swell it in, swell it out, use this thing. and then you emphasize certain things like we're gonna do the I speak Jesus. Down on the mountain, jail in the street.
Jesus in the darkness over every enemy. Jesus for my family, I speak the holy name. Jesus. Shout Jesus from the mountain, Jesus in the street. Jesus in the darkness over every enemy. Jesus for my family,
And then take
I
it down
speak
to
the holy name. Jesus.
so.
Sounds so good.
This was just using one sound. Okay, these things here mimic what are called drawbars. Actually, the new Nord Stage 4 has the real drawbars in it. So if I do this, there's no lights, there's no sound. And this is basically from old pipe organs. If I take this one up, you hear the low note, right? You take, it's called 16 foot. It used to be a 16-foot long pipe. So the next octave is the 8-foot pipe. You can hear it's an octave up, right? Next pipe octave is 4 foot. Next one up is 2. And the next one, those are all octaves that you add. So it adds to the richness of. And then these pipes, they're actually in between. So it's overtones like you hear, "Da," it's a fifth.
Yeah.
So now you're adding a fifth to every note. But it doesn't sound like that when it's all there. So here's if you play organ, I would say start with this. 1 and 3. It's a mellow thing. You could easily play it almost like a pad. Like nicely. And you could. The typical rock sound, if you hear a organ on a rock, it's usually the fall. That's your typical rock sound in the organ. But be careful like with these, because these can add. Now you really have to know what you're doing. You know, like it's sticking out a lot. You know, so I'd rather keep it slightly more mellow and 1 note, 2 notes, or whatever, and play with the Leslie. And be expressive with the volume pedal, and this takes some practice.
Yeah.
Because it's not that usually with your right foot you're pressing the sustain pedal, right? Now it doesn't exist anymore. It all is this. And when you remember when I was talking about this and finding the climax, so then maybe at the brightest moment, that's where it is. Back to the very mellow. You know, it's almost like a pad. You can use it as a pad. I play a lot of organ at our church. It's a real B3, real speaker, everything. I love playing that thing. It's so expressive, and they give me liberties to play a lot
As
with
they
it.
should.
And I love that because it's very, and we do some hymns, and the MD goes like, organ take over. Then I play the pedals, the bass pedals. It's like you're playing in a whole orchestra, and I'm playing with the drawbars, and it also gives me the freedom of going to color the chords. Let's say we play "Turn your eyes upon Jesus, look for
In his wonderful face, and
gives me freedom going totally, and we're doing rubato, and I love that. And it brings old hymns to the church as well. People usually love, but they give me the artistic freedom, and I try to do it tastefully as well. I'm not trying to draw attention what I can do, but it gives me the freedom to express myself. Like, I love
Have
this
to.
thing, and I love that they trust me, and they have our main worship leader. He's a black guy, of course. He loves that stuff because that's what the black church was. It's all, heavy organ stuff, But again, that's a quick introduction to this, what this can do now that we've added this thing. So